What's up, you YouTubers? It's Hype89 and the voices in my head coming at you from the Duelist Den. Now, if you've seen my post on the Duelist Den Facebook page or on Zodiac Duelist, you'll know that I had a little bit of trouble with this video's upload, so I had to get that fixed. I also had trouble with the light attribute video, which I've gotten that fixed as well. But this is my top 10 dark attribute archetypes. The only qualification you had to meet to make this list was that every monster in your archetype had to be dark attribute. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start the video. Number 10 is Earthbound Immortals. Earthbound Immortals are very powerful with high attack stats, and they have the ability to attack directly, and they cannot be targeted for attacks themselves. The downside is that they are destroyed if there is no field spell on the field, and they cannot be special summoned. Now, the special summon issue is corrected within the archetype, as they have ways of putting tokens on the field that you can tribute for the summon of Earthbound Immortals. But they're so low on this list merely because if you don't have a field spell out, you can't even bring these guys out to the field. Number 9 is Predaplants. Predaplants rely on predator counters, which reduce the levels of your opponent's monster to 1. They have search and they have recursion. Now, this deck is very powerful, but the only reason it's so low on this list is because they do rely on their predator counters, which is not a very viable mechanic is for today's meta, and it wasn't even very viable back in the day when aliens were pretty big. Number 8 is Ghostricks. Ghostricks have the ability to change themselves to face down defense position, and when they're flipped face up, they gain effects. They also have the ability to change your opponent's monsters to face down defense. They can special summon themselves. They have search. Their fields allow for direct attack, or their field spells allow for direct attacks. They have recursion, and with Angel of Mischief, they also have an auto win condition. The reason they are so low on the list, however, is because their greatest asset, their field spells, which allow for direct attacks, are also their biggest weakness, as they allow your opponent to direct attack as well if all your monsters are face down on the field. Number 7 is Flower Karndean. Now, Flower Karndean is one of those archetypes that duelists don't pay a lot of attention to because they don't really see the potential in it. But they can special summon multiple monsters a turn via built-in effects. They cycle through their deck rather quickly with the same effects through draw abilities, and they have recursion. They have really high levels. Most of them, however, cannot be normal summoned or set, and that's why they're pretty low on this list. But Flower Karndeans, I feel, do show a lot of potential and could possibly even be, one of the top decks once the link mechanic comes out here in a couple months. Number 6, Abyss Actor. This is another archetype that I feel that duelists don't recognize a lot because they don't see the potential in this one as well. The Abyss Actors gain effects by attributing Abyss Actor monsters. They can search out their Abyss Script spell cards. They have built-in protection. They have field control. This Abyss Script spell cards, in addition to their effects when activated, also gain effects if they're destroyed while set on the field. So they really do have a lot of variety and a lot of different things you can do in order to get around your opponent's stuff. Number 6, Dark Worlds. Now, it should be no surprise that this is on this list. Dark Worlds gain effects if they're discarded via effects. They gain extra effects if they're discarded by your opponent's card effects. They have easy special summons, they have built-in discards, they have draw power, they have recursion, and their boss monster has one of the easiest summoning conditions that I've ever seen, as Greffa only requires you to return a Dark World monster from your field to the hand in order to special summon it from the graveyard. Their field spell gives you additional draws, as well as discarding your Dark Worlds from your hand as well. Number 4 is Raid Raptors. Now, I personally don't like Raid Raptors, but, they are pretty powerful. They are similar to Black Wings, which unfortunately are not on this list because they have a couple of light attribute monsters in the archetype. But anyway, they can special summon each other. They have level manipulation. They have recursion. They have search. They can control the field via destruction effects. In addition to that, the archetype has its own lineup of rank up spell cards, which is really handy considering the high ranks of a lot of their extra deck monsters. Number 3 is Inzectors. Now, Inzectors were a very powerful archetype a couple years back until, their main card got hit on the ban list anyway. But what they do is they equip other Inzectors to themselves from their hand or graveyard. The equipped Inzectors give level modulation effects. They have effects when they're sent to the graveyard while equipped. They have recursion, they have field control, and they have some pretty powerful Xyz monsters at their disposal. Number 2 is Phantom Knights. Phantom Knights have Search, they have effects when banished from the grave. Some of their traps can even special summon themselves as monsters. This deck has been this archetype has been teched into a lot of decks. It's been teched into Burning Abyss. It's been teched with Speedroids. It's a very versatile deck by itself and when teched in with other decks. And the number 1 spot is Infernities. Now, to the best of my knowledge, Infernities is the only archetype on this list that has actually won a World Championship event. They rely on having no cards in hand. They have search effects. They have recursion. They can do multiple special summons per turn. They have burn effects. They have built-in discards. They have destruction effects. They have search and fast special summons. They even have their own very powerful counter trap. Now, in addition to that, the Infernity archetype can go into really powerful synchro plays with Infernity Doom Dragon, which is their boss monster. They also have access to cards like Void Ogre Dragon as well. They can do Xyz plays to get their Master Key Beetles out or their Honor Arcs. This is actually, in my opinion, the best Dark Attribute archetype that has ever been created. It is the most powerful one that I have ever seen, and it is my own personal favorite as far as the Dark Attribute archetypes go. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this list, and let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to get 100 subscribers by May 29th, which is my birthday. I could really use your help doing that as a birthday gift to me. But anyway, until next time, this is HeartBeatHunter89 and the voices in my head, signing off.
Take a shot at me, running side by side.